Welcome back to another episode of We Still Don't Have a Name. I think
No name.
Maybe it should just be no name.
I don't really want to be the no frills of podcast.
The only memory I have of No Frills is being probably 7 years old. No, maybe a little younger than that. Like maybe this is like one of my earliest memories. Actually, now that I actually think about it. But downtown Barrie, going into No Frills with mom and just being frigid the entire time we walked through the entire store, specifically in the freezer section. But she always let me get one slice of cheese and a cookie.
One slice of cheese and a cookie. That's not bad on a shopping trip.
Great childhood memories.
The thing I remember about No Frills is trying to get the quarters out of the carts that are still in the parking lot.
Really?
Yeah,
like you're
they're all
jamming them out. And
yeah, just like, hey, you're gonna get that quarter. So, because it was always a quarter. It was a quarter when I was a kid. It was a quarter when you were a kid. A quarter was worth a lot more when I was a kid than it was when you were a kid.
I was gonna say that's so interesting because now I've seen them where they have loony ones and you have to put a loony in it, and I'm like, who has loonies just casually hanging around? Anytime I have a loony, I'm like, I need to go to Tim Hortons. I just sounded so Canadian. That's the most Canadian I have sounded in so long. I am so proud of myself. But yeah, I just never have a little. But also, I would never try and just like seek out a quarter today and be like, oh, I need this quarter.
Right? Yeah. Would you bend over to pick one up?
No.
Yeah. See, that's a problem. You should. You should always pick up money if it's on the ground. Doesn't matter if it's a penny. Pick it up. Serious.
See you a penny, pick it up. Have good.
I don't know the rhyme.
Happy day and have good luck. I don't know. There's a rhyme that goes with it for sure.
Sure, there definitely is a rhyme that goes
sure.
with it. So, hey, thanks for joining us. We just wanted to jump on and have a quick conversation today about really nothing.
Which is why we should be the No Frills podcast. No name, no topics.
So I think
Workish.
so. Workish. Here we go. Working-ish. I was talking with one of my business advisors yesterday, and just kind of talking through the current circumstances in the market and kind of how things are going, and a little bit of slowness I'm seeing in the transportation sector in particular. I was talking to a guy the other day, a different guy, who said that their numbers are 10 to 20% off year over year. We're seeing companies all around slowing hiring or hiring freezes or layoffs in some cases. But can I tell you something? There's still lots of jobs out there. There's still lots of people looking.
I thought you were going to say it's still not a recession.
It's not a recession. We haven't.
We don't need to go over.
We haven't gone into the economics, blah blah blah. But the reality is that there's still lots of company hiring
out there.
And what we're finding is that specialized jobs, or I think that more than there's not like new opportunities, but there's lots of movement from one company to the next, which is creating opportunities. And because companies are a little bit short-staffed right now, they're needing to outsource the hiring process to get support, to get new people into the role so that they can maintain a level of productivity in their organization. The worst thing that happens is when you're looking for somebody and you leave that job opening open for months, that can be a real challenge. So either you have to shuffle the deck and reassign all those tasks to other people in the organization, or you have to hire somebody pretty quickly. Like, how many weeks can you go without somebody in a essential role?
I think it depends on what the job is.
I think that's fair, but
that's such a variable.
But what I would say is you can make it for what have I said on the Essential Staffing website forever. We're looking for people that are essential for your job, so not CEOs, not high-end managers. You can go without those people for 30, 60, 90, 6 months. But the real people that run the business, the people that add the most value to the organization every day, and unfortunately are probably paid the least, those people, you got to have them every day. If you've got if you've got 20 trucks, you need to run 20
churning,
trucks.
then nothing's really happening. You know, it's funny because Grayson made that comment to me really recently. My fiance, not my boyfriend, but he just started a job where it's his first real career role, and he was saying it's so interesting how he's now starting to climb the ladder a little bit, and how in his most challenging roles, hardest jobs he's ever had, he's been paid the least money. And now that he is getting paid the most money he's doing the easiest job he's ever done before. And he was just like, it pays so much to have a degree and a knowledge, a mindset, background, but also just, it's exactly what you're saying, the essential people that are on the baseline of what you're doing, that are making your operation turn every single day. They're delivering your loads, they're moving the forklifts, they're picking the packages, they're
cutting the invoices, they're collecting the receivables, they're doing all of those things.
Yeah.
And those are the people that we work for. Those are the people that we find. That's what the Better Together group does.
You can't go that long without those people.
No, you can't.
I mean, it does, again, variables are my favorite. There's a lot of variables to it. If you have 500 people doing the same job and you've got 10 people that leave, it's not impossible to have 10 spots open for a couple days. But if you've got one person who's in your payroll department and that's your essential employee, you can't go a week without that individual. So,
Right. So I think, one of the things that we're just seeing in the market right now is lots of opportunities for people that have skills, particularly trade skills, 310T mechanics. 410T mechanics, what the heck is that?
I don't know where you get that one.
But 310T mechanics, millwrights, electricians, so people that are combining a skill base and a knowledge base, that's going to be a big demand.
Yeah, well, it's interesting that you say that, because one of the things that we did this week was we went to that AI presentation. I don't even remember what the exact title was. It was just kind of like, come and learn what AI is, where it started, what we're doing with it, how you can utilize it in the future, and where it's going. And the statistic that threw me through the loop was 47% of jobs will, by his definition, be obsolete in the near future.
He was like 10 years, within 10 years.
Was that the term? Okay, so 10 years. But the piece of advice that he left everybody with, the action piece at the end, what do you do with this? How do you move forward? Was, if you can pair an understanding of using technology, how to utilize AI as well as manage people, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But if you can't figure out how to pair those two things together, it's going to be more challenging for your job to have security moving forward. Yeah. Now, it'll be interesting because, like what you said when we were there, companies will choose to adopt things at different speeds. People will have more job security than a technology dude is going to be letting on to. But
yeah, the thing that one of the slides that I really was drawn to, and I wish I had the name of the study, but it showed the growth in the knowledge curve of AI being a very steep rise. But the adoption rate of companies, their ability to adopt the AI is going to be much more shallow than the actual improvement of AI, which means for early adopters, there's going to be a lot of pain to adopting the AI, but for midterm adopters, the AI is going to have incrementally more value, and they'll have more time with which to implement it. And so in this case, as you know me, I'm normally a fairly early adopter of things. I think I want to be not a laggard, but I want to be on the latter half of implementers. I want to...
But that's what you always say. You're like, I don't want to be the first guy, but I want to be like 10 back in line.
Yeah, for me, it all happened when I was selling websites to the plastics industry by mail in 1995. when I was calling people.
What's your address? I'm gonna write you a letter. I've never licked a stamp in my life.
Right.
And here you are. Oh my gosh, our lives.
So
are
we're like sending out information packages to companies about why they should be spending money on internet advertising in 1995 by fax and by mail. Just conceive of that. That was
just think about it for a second.
That was my experience on the bleeding edge of technology, and I got bloody. It wasn't fun.
If you could have chosen to start your business, like be 25 years old and start your business in any era, when would you have wanted to do it?
That's interesting.
Like, do
I
you
think,
like that you were...
I think today is a really unique time to start a business as a young person. There's so many tech options. There's so many side hustles that you could jump into that could eventually become a full-time thing. Mm-hmm. So that's attractive to me. The safety of keeping a job and starting a side hustle that grows to replace my main thing. Mm-hmm. That's pretty attractive to me. But I think that you can get so distracted in the technology that it's hard to keep the main thing. And, really starting a business is about providing people a solution to problems that they know they have.
Yeah.
And so staffing has been really good to us, particularly because we started in driver recruiting, and that's where people are like, yeah, I have trucks against the fence, fill them. I
walked past. That's been one of my new things right now. Is I'll go out and I'll meet. And it's funny, I have two things I want to say, but I'll go out and I'll meet people, and they'll like walk through a very empty building, and I'm like, there's literally no one here. Like, I think I've walked through 4 or 5 buildings where there's been like a warehouse and an entire space for internal employees, and I've been like, so the doors were unlocked.
Right. But
not a soul in sight. Every single time I walk into their staff room and into their lunch room, and I leave like 5 flyers just lying around, and I write a big sign that says, so I don't know if you're hiring, but you should at least be looking at security, ...
Right.
If you're looking for help with hiring, let me know. And I'm just like, where are the people?
You're so cheeky.
Right. But also, yesterday, it's interesting. I want to go back to the early adoption thing. Yesterday, I was at that job fair.
Yeah.
Talking to this company, a well-known company, well-known organization. This recruiter I was talking to, I was like, do you guys use agencies? Could I help you? Do you mind if I leave some information with you? She's like, honestly, don't even bother. Like, we're not allowed to use agencies. We'll never be allowed to use agencies. They have a very stone cold policy on like, the only type of recruitment they do is in the shop. It's go out, it's a restaurant, go out from where you are and try and hire people that come and be your customers. They don't give them an Indeed budget. They don't let them, they can post their jobs on their website, but it's all human to human interaction. And I really can't tell if I love it or hate it. Yeah. Because it's like, I am so back to the basics, baby. Absolutely. I love the door knocking. I love going to talk to people. I love trying to be face to face. But at the same time, there are tools in front of you that you can be utilizing to set yourself up for success and like not preventing your employees from doing that. Where's the line between preventing them from using something that could benefit them, but also when you do that, you're giving them a crutch to lean on and keeping them from doing the thing that you actually want them to do, which is the in-person interactions. I don't know. I can't tell. I love it or hate it. It's right in between.
It is a problem and a challenge. I think one of the challenges with it is they've obviously had success at recruiting people face-to-face and talking to clients about coming to work for them.
Right.
That wouldn't be their method. But if you give them an Indeed budget and it just gives you one more thing to manage them with and to make sure that they're executing it well and that they're talking with candidates within 4 to 24 hours preferably sooner.
The response rate time that you're supposed to be talking to candidates is within 10 minutes, right? You're supposed to have like an immediate message to them. I don't remember the stat around the turnaround time on that and what the benefit is, but it definitely has a really high effect.
Yeah, and it's difficult, right? Because people are applying for work 24 hours a day. People are on Indeed 24 hours a day, and so how do you staff it in a way that gets you that quick response time?
Right. Also, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep, I would absolutely be sitting online applying for jobs if I needed work, but I wouldn't expect a call or like an automated email,
right? A
message saying, "Hey, thank you so much for applying with us. We're so excited to talk to you."
Right.
Great, but no, not like
you wouldn't take the phone call.
No, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I get it.
Maybe like a little, not a DM, but like a chatbot. I would chat with a chatbot at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I would definitely chat with a chatbot at 1 a.m. I'd chat with a live person at 1 a.m.
I would chat with a live person at 1 a.m. too. Just
I would rather. Yeah, I don't know that I want to talk to them at 1 a.m. I don't want to wake up the rest of the house.
You can't talk quietly.
I can't? No, I can't.
No, I don't know how to break that to you.
That's not new news.
Not your strong suit.
Mom's been telling me that for a while. So I think that hiring practices are different everywhere, and you need to have your own method. If you choose, like that company did, not to use agencies at all, that's a valid choice.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to each their own.
As long as you're able to staff your organization completely.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, if you're able to fill your internal roles, there's no reason for us to be chatting right now. Yeah. That's great. Good for you. That's the goal. That's what we want. That's what we want you to do too. But if you can't,
we want to support you.
I want to be able to help you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I wrote this like crazy long-winded email yesterday, and I was just like, this guy, and he's like, corporate account, Canada, the US, national, would love to land it. He's just like, they have a couple people set up already, they're not ready to use us. And I was like, okay, so either please invite me to the room so I can just have the conversation, so I can be there, or here's your sales pitch. And I like wrote him this huge thing. I was like, this is what you could say if they talk about this, and this is what you could say if we talk about this, because he was like, I really want to work with you, but we can't move forward. I don't remember where I was going with that anymore, but
you lost it.
I
think it's important that
we
support people and let them do what they need to do.
Right. The concept of the whole end of the email was, if it's just a silly policy that you guys don't want to add another addition or another agency to your team, I don't want that to be the thing that's standing in the way of you getting the employees that you need. But I know that that's where it all looped back around. Yeah. Sorry, my ADHD brain.
We've consolidated our vendor base to 2 companies, but they both suck, and we have 400 open requisitions across the country, and we're not willing to take on any new partners because somebody in procurement thought they could save 50 cents an hour. And leave us without our production actually going forward.
This is what I said to him. I was like, hey, you know what? This is fine. I completely understand the process that you guys are going through. Last weekend, I went in to 2 different dress stores. I went into one that was a massive corporate, beautiful dress store. They had thousands of dresses. I should have walked away with one that I loved. I should have. So many dresses. They knew exactly what I wanted. They had everything I needed.
Right.
I hated the experience from head to toe. I was like, I felt horrible the entire time I was there. Then I went to a small boutique down the road. They had just a couple hundred dresses, but she took the time to listen to me, and I walked away with the dress that she had recommended, rather than anything that I had personally picked out. And I loved the experience the entire time. Just because they're massive and corporate, just because they have a massive candidate pool, and they're like ready to bring you in, and they know exactly what you need because they've done it 1,000 times, and they have offices everywhere, it doesn't mean crap.
It doesn't make them better.
It doesn't make them better.
No. We have always provided a boutique style experience, both for the client and for the candidate. We will continue to do that.
So that's the full circle conversation there.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us for a couple of minutes. We'll keep this one short and brief, but man, that was a little more salesy than we normally do. It's a little bit more about who we are and what we do.
It is a little bit more about who we are and what we do. I love sales. Sales is so much fun for me. If you're looking for work right now, if you're like, who are these people that own a staffing agency? Let me just learn a little bit about it. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know what we're doing. And you want to go into sales, you should do it. It's so much fun. I regretted the concept. I was like, no, I can't be that. I won't do that. And that's like my favorite thing ever.
Glad you're loving your job.
Right.
Loving having her work with me.
There's a little recommendation for the day.
So, hey gang, thanks a lot for hanging out with us. We will talk to you again soon.
Bye for now.